Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat and this is Catadactyl. So today I'm going to do my August TBR. 1, I can't believe it's August already. 2, I'm sorry that you're gonna see my sweat. There's no way around it. I tried to put a fan in and then when I filmed the video, all you heard was like the noise of the fan. So we're just gonna have to go right on through it. So today for the TBR, I have 10 books and I'm trying to get them going pretty fast. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight on into it. So the first 2 books on my TBR are books that I'm currently reading, but they are such chunky books that I know I'm not going to be able to finish them in the next 2 days. So they are definitely going into my August reads. The first one of these chunky books is Kushiel's Dart by Jacqueline Carey, which is the #1 in the Kushiel trilogy. So we follow Phedre and she is trained as kind of a courtesan or a bed partner, and she is picked up and sponsored by someone who has greater things planned for her than just bed sport. I said to my husband, I was like, I'm almost done with it. I have 350 pages left. Yeah, if you guys have read this, give me a shout out in the comments because good on you. And the other chunker that I'm currently reading is The Grey House by Mariam Petrosyan. This is translated from the Russian. We're following a house which houses disabled children, and the children form their own clans within the house. And right now I'm just still in like the learning about the people in the clans phase, but so far it's written extremely well. It's just so dense. If anyone else has read this novel and could tell me whether it's worth it or not, please let me know. Maybe that would like give me a little boost and I would get back into it. Okay, and the next book on my TBR is Strip, The Making of a Feminist by Catlyn. And full disclosure, this is a book of a friend of a friend. So my friend recently read this and she said it was great, so she passed it on to me because it's right up my alley. This is a non-fiction book about Catlyn's life as she was stripping to make her way through university. And she is now a university professor, and this book touches on elements of feminism and women's rights in America and how we view a female body, both being a woman and from the male gaze perspective. So I cannot wait to read this. It's a slim little novel and I can't wait to see how it goes. So actually I have quite a lot of nonfiction on this list for some reason. I think just a bunch of nonfiction has come my way and I have just plucked it out of the sea of novels. So the next one is The Diving Bell and the Butterfly by Jean-Dominique Bauby. Sorry. The editor-in-chief of French Elle, he suffered a stroke and then he had locked-in syndrome where he couldn't move most of his body. So this is his account of what it's like to live that way. And I've heard that this book is just extremely moving, very gripping, and I cannot wait to get to it. So if you guys have read this one, let me know. I think it's kind of considered a French classic. I may be wrong, but I think that's true. So the next book on this list I received from NetGalley for review, and it is Bow First, Ask Questions Later by Gesshin Claire Greenwood. So in this one we follow Gesshin, who is an all-American girl who travels to Japan to study the art of the Zen monastic life. Now, this isn't just a passing fancy, and she spends a very long time studying Zen. And when she moves back to America, she is the youngest certified Zen master in America, I believe. So this book is about her studies in Japan and reconciling her Western culture views and what she learns about Japanese monastic Zen life. And I cannot wait to read it. I think it sounds so amazing, and I'm so thankful to NetGalley for, first of all, bringing it to my attention, and second of all, letting me review it. So thank you so much. I cannot wait to read this book. So the next book on this list is Masaji Ishikawa's A River in Darkness, and this book is another nonfiction, but it travels a very weird trajectory. So in his childhood, he lived in Japan with his family. But his father was lured to the ideal of North Korea, where everyone would have equal shares and equal property. So the father actually moves their family to North Korea willingly. And it is not what they expected. Not everyone is equal, and they actually, as they move, they discover they are the lowest social class in North Korea. And this novel is really Ishikawa's look at North Korean life. And I just have never read a novel from North Korea, and I thought it would be really interesting to view North Korea through a Japanese lens. So next up is one of my highly anticipated books to read this year. I recently featured it in a video about women and the wilderness twin twin. 12 books with badass female main characters that survive in the wilderness. So if you have not checked that video out, I really recommend it. I'll leave the link down below. Anyway, this book was on that list and it was one of the ones that I really wanted to get to. And it's History of Wolves by Emily Fridlund. 14-year-old Madeline lives with her family in the northern Minnesotan remote woods. And her family doesn't really get on with the community, they're not really social. Madeline herself is an outcast, so she kind of fixates on a beautiful classmate and also one of her professors. But when the professor is found to have child pornography, things take a very dark turn. Things later take a darker turn when a family moves in nearby, and her family does not like that. I hope it's amazing, I really do, and I do recognize that it's dark, but that's kind of my wheelhouse, so I am very excited. So next up is another translated work from Japan, and it is Comrade Loves of the Samurai by Ihara Saikaku. In this one, he has compiled stories of love between samurai and samurai, or samurai and the page boys throughout history. I bought it for Japanese June. I was a lazy sod and didn't read it, and I am hoping to remedy that fact. So I am really excited to get to this, and also I just really quite love the cover. And the next book is one I pulled from my shelves on a whim, and it is Neuromancer by William Gibson. I have tried to read this before, I couldn't get past the first couple pages. I'm hoping that this time, on the second try, I do, because if not, it will go in my giveaway bin, which is a very terrifying thing for something that I would love so much. And the reason that I thought I would love it so much is because we follow Case, who is a data thief in the Matrix, and this is a very like dystopian Blade Runner type situation, and parts of it are set in Japan, and there's a lot of new tech and futuristic ideas, and it just sounds like I would freaking love it. So I was confused why I didn't get on with it the first time I tried, and I'm gonna try really hard to get into it this time. Yeah, so wish me luck. Also, if you've read it, tell me good things. Get me going. And the last book that I wanted to read is The Fairy Tales of Hermann Hesse by Hermann Hesse. So I do realize that this list is quite dark. So I was hoping to use this story collection as kind of a pick-me-up or palate cleanser instead of just binging romances. Hermann Hesse is one of my favorite authors of all time. I love his writing style, and I love the messages that he has in a lot of his works. And I love fairy tales, so this sounds like a great combination. So that finishes up my 10-book TBR for August. I honestly just pulled the 10 books that I most wanted to read, 5 of which are translated and 5 of which are originally in English. I really like not having a theme. I think when I had Japanese June, I had just like such an adverse reaction to having a stricture at all. So it's just better if I just say, read whatever you want, and then I end up reading a ton of books. So yeah, I hope you guys are having an awesome August and that you have AC where you are. Let me know what you're reading in August. If you have anything awesome to recommend, or books you're really anticipating, or things that you just cannot wait to get your hands on, do let me know, and I will talk to you in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, thumbs up or hit the subscribe button. That would be amazing, and I will chat to you all later. Bye! Toodles.